morning to one and all. It is my honor beyond expression on behalf of Department of Political Science to address you all here for this wonderful session. Now, I request all the dignitaries to please come on the stage. Thank you. Today, defection is one of the burning issues in India's politics. To throw light upon this topic, today we have with us an eminent speaker, Mr. SUHAS BELEKAR, who is Associate Editor of Dainik Herald. We welcome you, sir. To make this moment more beautiful, we have our beloved Vice Principal Ma'am, Dr. Asha Gehlot, who has always been motivating us. Welcome, ma'am. Also, our in-charge HOD of Political Science Department, Mr. Now Warak sir, is also present amongst us, who actually thought of conducting and having session for the better knowledge of students. I welcome you, sir. To make this occasion more beautiful, I will request Ms. Darshana Sawant to welcome our chief guest, speaker, Mr. Suhas Belekar, by presenting a flower to him as a token of love and respect. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Darshana. I request Ms. Ashwini Naik to present a flower to our Vice Principal, Professor Dr. Asha Gehlot. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ashwini. I now request Ms. Darshana Sawant to present a flower to our respective in-charge HOD of Department of Political Science, Mr. Now Warak sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Darshana. I request in-charge HOD of Department of Political and Science, Mr. Now Warak sir, to explain us the idea of this session.
Good morning, all of you. Our Vice Principal, Dr. Asha Gehlot Madam. Today's guest speaker, Mr. Suhas Belekar sir, and my faculty and students. You know, um, recently, the defections has taken place from Congress to BJP, and it has been a daily phenomenon in Goa's local politics. And then we suddenly thought of having some sort of a lecture, so students will come to know different angles of why defections are taking place. It's not something a phenomenon which is limited only to the state of Goa, but it has been widespread across the state of India. uh, it's not understanding defections should not be driven by only from the ideology point of view. Here we thought of giving uh, emphasis on political party system. You know, to understand defection, uh, it is not necessary to only to blame the legislator. At the same time, we have to understand the political party system. Whether the political parties are democratic, whether they are conducting elections, internal elections, while choosing their presidents, what kinds of dynamics which are there in the political parties, which making many legislators, elected legislators, to defect from their parent party and to join the ruling party. So today, that's why we have the eminent journalist, uh, Mr. Suhas Belekar sir, who will throw a light on all this in detail on this all kinds of dynamics. You know, So thank you, sir, for joining us today. So yes, he will address you in a very detailed manner. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call upon Assistant Professor Mr. Akbar Gadit sir to introduce today's speaker.
Thank you, Priyanka. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce a renowned personality, Mr. Suhas Belekar sir, who is an associate editor at Dainik Herald. He has contributed 20 years of his life dedicating and serving the people through one of the important pillar of democracy, that is media. He has worked as a sub-editor at Tarun Bharat and later as editorial section chief from 1994 to 2007. He then worked as assistant editor in Daily Gomantak from 2007 to 2012. Presently, he is an associate editor at Dainik Herald. Apart from his contribution in media and serving the people through media, he has contributed extensively in the literature field and he has published several books. To name a few, इतिहासाची पाणी चालताना published in 2009, अवलोकन published in 2011, दिलखुलास published in 2012, राजभाषा कायद्याचा इतिहास published in 2014, जिल्हा पंचायतनामा published in 2015, मनात आले तसे published in 2015, गोयातील निवडणुका published in 2016, गोयाला घटक राज्य कसे मिळाले published in 2017. Please pardon me, sir, to keep your intro very brief. And we are really honored to have you with us. And I am sure everybody is, expecting to listen from you. So I welcome you, sir, again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now the time has come for which we all have been waiting for such a long period. Dear friends, defection is something which actually creates instability in the smooth functioning of government. And that is the reason it is one of the significant topics we all need to think upon. And to address on this topic, we are very fortunate to have amongst us an eminent speaker, Associate and that is the reason it is one of the significant topic we all need to think upon. And to address on this topic, we are very fortunate to have amongst us an eminent speaker, Associate Editor of Dainik Herald, Mr. Suhas Belekar, who will enlighten us on defection and politics in Goa.
वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्कार। मैं यहाँ पक्षांतर पर भाषण नहीं दे रही हूँ, व्याख्यान देने के लिए सुहास बेलेकर सर यहाँ उपस्थित हैं और वो प्रख्यात हैं राजनीति पर और साहित्य पर लिखने के लिए। मैं अपने महाविद्यालय में जब भी कोई आते हैं तो स्वागत करना हमारा कर्तव्य है। हम महाविद्यालय की ओर से श्री सुहास जी बेलेकर इनका पॉलिटिकल साइंस डिपार्टमेंट में और साथ ही साथ अपने महाविद्यालय में हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं और साथ ही साथ पॉलिटिकल साइंस डिपार्टमेंट का अभिनंदन करती हूँ कि इस ज्वलंत विषय पर आज उन्होंने आपके लिए वक्तव्य रखा है। श्री सुहास जी बेलेकर जो एकदम राइट व्यक्ति हैं इस विषय पर बोलने के लिए, क्योंकि मैंने देखा कि अभी उनकी 10-10, 12-12 पुस्तकें प्रकाशित हैं और उसमें से जस्ट मैं देख रही थी कि अभी अकबर जी ने कहा कि 3-4 पुस्तकें उनकी केवल राजनीति पर है और उसमें भी घटक राज्य और साथ ही साथ पक्षांतर पर भी है। और ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर आप लोगों को जानकारी होना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। श्री सुहास जी बेड़ेकर इस विषय पर लिखते हैं, इन्होंने लगातार लिखा है। और आजकल जो हो रहा है, जिस प्रकार पक्षांतर हो रहा है, वो क्यों हो रहा है, उसके कारण क्या है, इस विषय पर आपको जानना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। और मुझे लगता है कि उनसे बेहतर व्यक्तित्व हमारे पास नहीं है। एकदम राइट चॉइस किया है नवू जी ने। मैं आपका अभिनंदन करती हूँ और पुनः एक बार इस सभागार में श्री सुहास जी बेड़कर का राजनीति शास्त्र पॉलिटिकल साइंस डिपार्टमेंट की ओर से हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ। सर, आपका हार्दिक स्वागत। और आप जान लीजिए, इस विषय पर उनका विषय है डिफेक्शन एंड पॉलिटिक्स इन गोवा। जानना बहुत जरूरी है। और अब पूरा मंच और माइक उन्हीं का है। मैं उन्हें यहाँ सादर आमंत्रित करती हूँ। सर सुहास बेड़कर।
Good morning. I would straight start my topic. Defection cases and politics in Goa. There have been many historical incidents that Goa Assembly has been witness to. Merger issue, language issue, and statehood issue are one to name a few. Yeah, is okay? Yeah. I have written detail on statehood language issue. And apart from this, another crucial issue that Goa has suffered from is defection and splits in political party. I have worked on the subject, so I'll be talking on the topic defection cases and politics in Goa. Defection cases from 1964 to 2022. Almost 161 MLAs have defected. This I have calculated throughout my study. First place, I'll be talking about my first place. The very first split that state witnessed was within the United Goan Party. The split wasn't caused by lust for the power, but due to differences in opinion. UG's policy was against merger into Maharashtra. They demanded status of full-fledged state for the territory. However, when the central government decided to hold an opinion poll, UGP leader like Jack Chugera accepted the proposal, which angered the party's another leader, Alvarado Furtado Loyola. So, according to Furtado, Siqueira should have asked the either merger or restoring Goa with statehood status. Goa would have become a state then and there, 1967, in 6th constituency, but lost all. On the other hand, Siqueira group's candidates won 12 constituencies. The members who left with Furtado were, these were 6 members. The Joaquim Luis Saraudo, Dr. Celestino mother-in-law, Dr. Mariela Furtado, then Eno Pimento, and Armindia Mastarnes Lima Lecao. These, these are the 6 MLAs, but as per the current definition of defection, it was not defection because that time assembly was not in existence. It was dissolved due to opinion poll. So Furtado left only because Siqueira did not accept option of statehood. This was the difference between them. So he left. Then second split happened in second assembly in 1967. This time there was a split within two political parties, MGP and UGP. 7 MLAs from MGP rebelled against their own party leader, then Chief Minister The rebels included ministers from his council, Anthony D'Souza, Minister for Industry, Gopal Rao Mahekar, Education Minister, then Deputy Speaker Manju Gaokar, MLA Gajanan Patil, Dattaram Chopadekar, and Jiva Gaokar, appointed MLA. That time, appointed MLA was there. Nowadays, we don't have appointed MLAs. That time, there, I think one more was there, Shanta, some name I don't remember now, but he was there. And later on, Sangeeta Parab in 1987 assembly, before the group led by Dr. T.B. Naik, LGP, had 16 MLA that time, and needless to say, the departure of seven brought the government into minority. This was the first split within the MGP party, and it had occurred due to differences of opinion with the party leader Dayanand Bandurkar. They did not want Bandurkar as a leader. They want somebody else to lead them. The seven MLAs were demanding for change in the leadership of the party. A demand was which was never fulfilled. Babasaheb Bandurkar had to face want of confidence motion. The seven MLAs could have gone with the UGP and formed the government, but they did not because they just want change in leadership. They still want, and nowadays you all know what happens. They still wanted MPP rule government but did not want Babasaheb as their leader. Although seven MLAs set up their separate group, it did not last for long. By the time next election approached, four of them, seven MLAs, formed Nava Maharashtra government party. This was first new party that time. And while the rest three went in the Congress. But I have written details in my book, so I have not given it here other details. I just took some in brief. Bandorkar government, however, stayed stable after five UGP MLA declared their support from outside. But there was a split within UGP after five of their MLAs established another group. This group helped Bandorkar during motion of confidence on 20th August 1970. Please remember the case so that you can later find out details. I have, let you know, let me tell you, I have debates from 1964 to 2000 in my computer. So whole assembly is with me. So I can go anytime. I can check anytime. The other time they announce the issue based support. It's not important. Like now they go into the party that time they did not. They get issue based support. Although because that time many other state issue was there. That time they were against the MPP. MPP wanted more there. These people wanted to stay put. So the names of those five images are not the logo, Ibu Minaza, Rob Varnaka, Valen Sikera, and Abdul Raza. I have given their constitution in my speech. The MLAs mentioned about did not found another party. They stayed independent with a group that was called UG Progressive. None of these MLAs could win their next elections, and they were not disqualified either as anti-defection law did not exist back then. One third of the split was given approval when anti-defection law was introduced in 1985. Before that, there was no law, so people used to go anywhere. The split during the first assembly was in UGP, followed by splits in MGP and UGP, both in second assembly. UGP maintained its tradition of splitting during the third assembly election as well. The split did not occur to gain political benefit, but it was due to agitation toward the party's leadership. The leadership was Dr. Jack Sikdera. This was in opposition. Split in on opposition. There was a difference in opinion between party leader Jack Sikdera and deputy leader Anand Narsingh Naik. This time Babu Naik was there. Uh, mm, there was difference in opinion between party leader Dr. Jack Sikdera and deputy leader Anand Narsingh Naik, Babu Naik, sometime in the year 1974, which eventually ended the divide. In September 1974, 7 MLAs out of 10 MLAs, UGP, set up a different group under the leadership of Babu Naik, leaving Jack Sikdera group with just 3 MLAs. Both the groups claim that they are the real UGP. It is exactly like the SUHAS case in Maharashtra. They also defected 40 out of 50. 40 and 10. Here it is 7 and 3, and they both were claiming that they are original UGP. It is exactly what their case is in corner. That is okay. Before the overall picture became clear, 7 MLAs led by Naik switched to Congress, will increase Congress number of MLAs in the House to 8. This, there was only one candidate, one MLA was in assembly, so it was from Daman. So it became 8 in assembly. His name was Haribhai Vallabhai Tande. UGP this is important. UGP existence ended after Sikdera group to merge into Janata Party. He also merged into Janata Party. So then, in 1977 election, there was no UGP. It was end of UG Party. UG means United World Party. During the same assembly, Miss 372 SMT. It was extended till 1977. It is because of emergency. During the same SMT tenure, Pratap Singh Rani, who was minister in Shashikala Rai Thakur's cabinet, resigned from the party on 7th May 1977, followed by his resignation from minister post on 10th May. This was not election actually. It was as he had completed his full term. He had completed his full term. Since the national emergency was in place, the tenure of the assembly had been extended. The announcement for the fourth election, that is first in 1977, had already been done earlier. People have done, now they have done. His resignation was not made at political game. In fact, he had to relinquish his ministerial post. He left NDP and won the election on Congress ticket in 1977. Then began Congress candidates from the constituency. First time they first entry in GOA Assembly in 1977, they had 10 members. It is because of splitting UGP, all the people were gone there. All of MGP government. This is also is historical. MGP did not have clear majority in 1977 polls and was falling just one shot from their government. They received support from one independent MLA, and that is how Shashikala Babakar became chief minister for the second time. However, three of the NGP MLAs rebelled and withdrew their support to the government just within 2 years. Dayanand Narvekar, Dilkush Desai, and Chinkat Lai. Please remember these rebels. Where those rebels. The government failed in strange manner. This is also historical. Generally, the government falls if the chief minister resigns, or no confidence motion is passed, or want of confidence is not passed. Three values are there. But however, the MGP government did not follow any of these ways. The assembly was in discussion over the budget that time, and the government fell after cut motion presented by opposition was passed. This was never happened anywhere. Cut motion was passed and government was squashed. The cut motion was backed by Narvekar, Desai, and Lal, which eventually led to the government collapsing in 23rd April 1979. This was the first case in Goa political history, a case of straight floor crossing. You must be knowing floor crossing, to cross the floor. A case where the government failed because of their own MLAs left the party. This became a recurring trend post-1980 election and after. The 1980 election, MPP party's rule came to an end. This is also again historic. They lost the power. Congress, us government came in power. Before the election, there was a split in National Congress. They split it into two groups. One was Indira Congress and other is US Congress. Goa Congress remained under US Congress. This Congress won Goa election. But at national level, Indira Congress won the battle. Goa's government remained US Congress government hardly for 20 days. Later, it became Indira Congress government because all US Congress MLAs entered into Indira Congress. Actually, it was defection, but nobody called it defection. They merged their party into Indira Congress. Later, this Congress was called Main Congress. Now that Congress continued, that is Indian National Congress. After some days, 5 MGP party MLAs defected and entered Congress. Vinayak Nayak Chodankar, Vishnu Nayak, Devu Madrekar, Narsiyabai Tamtil, Shamjibai Solanki were those MLAs. So, these two MLAs worked on government team, three from Goa. That time Goa government team was united. Now it is Goa's only state. After some days, Chandrakant Uttam Chodankar, Harish Zati, Vishnu Anand Naik, three independent MLAs also joined Congress. Only two MLAs from MGP, Ramakant Khalaf and Babuso Gaukar remained outside the government, two-member opposition party. If they had gone into Congress, all 30 would have been ruling party. That was Khalaf and Babuso Gaukar. So they are remembered for that. Bad period from 1990. 1990 to 2004 was horrible. Pratap Singh Rane took over as chief minister third time after won the 1989 election. Within 3 months, his government was thrown out. Barbosa was speaker there, so he could not join them immediately. But within 17 days, he resigned from speaker's post and joined government. Selector resigned and Barbosa became. MGP leader Advocate Ramakanth was serving as the deputy chief minister in fourth government. This government remained in power almost 8 months. MGP withdrew their support. Barbosa government won to minority ending its power. After Barbosa, nobody was in the position to form the government, so center imposed president rule. After in 1990, this conviction petition was filed against Dr. Luis Barbosa because he was speaker. So one of the assembly members, Dr. Kachinath, who was appointed to decide his case. He disqualified him. His decision was challenged to Supreme Court. They appealed Dr. Danik's decision, and this decision became a landmark case. It is followed by every country. After some days, Ravi Naik defected with 6 colleagues from MGP party. Congress supported him and offered chief minister's post. Ravi Naik became chief minister. He remained in power about 4 months. In 1994 election, no party got absolute majority. Congress got 18 seats, 3 UJDP, and 3 independent MLAs supported it. With the Congress formed majority, Pratap Singh Rane was the chief minister. This government remained in power 3.5 years. Congress MLA Dr. Wilfred D'Souza along with 10 MLAs parted away from Congress, resulting in Rane government into minority. दयानंद नार्वेकर, शेख सुभाष शिरोडकर, कार्मो पिगादो, चंद्रकांत चौडोणकर, देवू मांद्रेकर, फातिमा टीसा, पांडुरंग पटाळे, Pandu Asunai, and Jagdish Acharya were other MLAs. Altogether, 10 MLAs including Dr. Wilfred D'Souza. This group formed Rajiv Congress, a new party. Dr. Wilfred D'Souza was the chief of the party. This was the party. This group got support of MGP 8, BJP 4, and 1 independent MLA. Rajiv Congress 10 and other 13 MLAs of 23 days. Rani was in minority, but he did not resign. Governor had to dismiss him. Since Dr. D'Souza was in majority, governor gave him oath as chief minister. This government also could not survive much. This was bad period. Those who won with Dr. Wilfred D'Souza, amongst them Dainik, Devu Mandrekar, came back to Congress. With this, Wilfred D'Souza won in minority. Congress National Party leader was Louis Fadero. He claimed to form the government. He had majority. Louis Fadero was given oath as chief minister. Fadero government also could not survive much. John was and Devu Mandrekar went back to Wilfred D'Souza again. So Fadero was in minority. Dr. Wilfred D'Souza claimed he has majority, but this time BJP did not support him. So he cannot form government. With this, nobody was in a position to form the government. Finally, center imposed president rule. History of president rules I have written separate in my book. So you will get all information time. Later on 4th June 1999 election were taken for the new assembly. In this election, Congress secured majority by winning 21 seats. Within Falero was made chief minister. After some days, Suresh Tolekar, Jose Philip D'Souza of UJDP merged into Congress. Again, defection. Soon after, MG Party MLA Dr. Ramakant Khalab, Advocate Ramakant Khalab and Prakash Reddy also joined Congress by leaving their own party. Later, Goa Raji Congress MLA Francis D'Souza, he was only MLA of Raji Congress then, also joined Congress. After joining these 5 MLAs, Congress can become 26. Falero increased his numerical strength but increased enemies inside the party. As a result, his government came down. Within 5 months of the power, actually he had got majority. But within 5 months of the power, Congress party's own MLAs defected under the leadership of Francis Kosati. Altogether, 11 MLAs departed from the party and formed separate group. They named it again Goan People's Party. That was easy name to take. MGP and BJP supported it. Francis Sardin was given oath on 24th November 1999. as chief minister. His government could not run even 1 year. BJP withdrew their support. Sardir government came down. BJP leader Manohar Parrikar became chief minister. This is how BJP stand came into power. He was given oath on 24th October 2000. For this, again defection took place. Goan People Party's 4 MLAs entered into BJP. Originally MGP party and later entered into Congress party. Ramakant Salam and Prakash Purit again defected and joined BJP. From Congress party, Ravi Naik, Sheikh Hassan Harun, Babu Azgaonkar, Sanjay Mandekar defected their party and joined BJP. This government survived around 2 years. Parrikar recommended dissolution of the assembly and accordingly assembly was dissolved. Next election held on 30th May 2002. Manohar Parrikar again became chief minister. In this assembly, different case started. Means MLA started resigning and joining the party, another party. Isidore Fernandez, this was first time happened in Goa's history. Isidore Fernandez from Congress resigned as MLA and entered BJP and got elected in by-election on 30th October 2004. Three another MLAs from MGP and UGP also joined BJP. Pandurang Madkekar from MG and then UGDP's Miki Pasheko. This was new party UGDP. It was not EG. UGDP it was founded by Churchill Adama. Miki Pasheko and Babush Monserrat also joined BJP. After some days, MLAs who joined BJP earlier, Babush Monserrat, Isidro Fernandez, Miki Pacheco, and Pandurang Madkekar resigned from their assembly membership and left BJP. With this, the resignation started from this assembly. With this, Parrikar government was in minority, but he did not resign. He faced confidence motion in the House. Though he did not have majority, with tactics he had passed the motion. Governor knew he had lost majority. So he dismissed Parrikar's government and gave oath to Pratap Singh Rane as chief minister. 1 month's time was given to him to prove majority. In between, Digambar Kamath of BJP resigned as MLA and left party. He said, "Gusman jata hu, Gusman jata hu, apan party solta." He said that time. Before one day to session, BJP speaker disqualified Philip Neri Rodriguez and speaker and deputy speaker resigned from their post. Francisco Sardin was made pro tem speaker. He disqualified Matani Sardana. Nobody was in a position to prove majority. Finally, Matani Sardana was disqualified, but it was challenged court and court requalified him, saying that the lead of the party was not correct. So he was requalified. But late, it was too late. Finally, center imposed president rule on their places. By election was taken. Congress won 3 seats, National Party won one, and BJP won 1 seat. With this, Congress got majority. Pratap Singh Rane was again given oath. He remained till 2007 election. After 2007 election in October 2007 to 2017, there was not much defection. But there are two cases in there. In 2010, in October 2010, independent MLA Vishwajit Rane resigned as MLA and entered into Congress and he re-elected. He fought by-election on 18 October 2010 on Congress ticket and won. In this assembly, after his defection, nobody defected. Later, with that 2000 assembly, only one case was there. Later, after 2017 election, first day of assembly, Vishwajit Rane resigned as this is all you must be knowing that. Resigned as MLA and entered into BJP. After some, he was crying and all that. You have seen that picture. After some months, Mandre MLA Dayanand Sopte and Subhash Shirodkar of Congress resigned on 16 October 2018 and left Congress and joined BJP. They got re-elected on BJP ticket through by-election. Later on 10th July 2019, 10 Congress MLAs defected and entered BJP. This was earlier cases. Those MLAs were Chandrakant Kaulekar, Netan Alankar, Akanshi Monserrat, that is Babu. Please remember, Akanshi Monserrat and Babu Monserrat is the one and same. Jennifer Monserrat, Antonio Fernandez, Francisco Silveira, Wilfred Tisa, Philip Neri Rodriguez, Clapasio Dias, Isidro Fernandez. They are the 10. They claim they have merged the legislative party into BJP. Speaker decided their merger legal. This defection case was filed against them in the against with speaker. So he decided that the merger is legal. The decision was challenged to the High Court, but the High Court rejected petition. Naturally, all 10 MLAs merging was valid. Before 2022 election, some MLAs resigned and entered in another party. These are 18 MLAs. I did not read their names. It is in my speech. So you can also dates are there because for record I have written that. Nobody will get that. So altogether 18 MLAs resigned before the election. After 22 election, 8 MLAs from Congress party entered on 14 September, this is recently, 22 into BJP saying they are merging their legislative party. This is the history of defection in Goa. Till 19, till 1979, MLAs defected, but not for political gain. They defected for their ideology, later, of course, for political gain. And what else I will not tell you. People are speaking in Maharashtra, they are saying so many focus were given like that. I don't know. But it was for political gain. With this, I think I'm done. I have written this so that you can use it for reference because every case is mentioned here. All the cases, altogether I have counted with 161 cases. But some are the repeated one. I mean like Khalap, twice, other, some are there. So you all can ask anything if you want.
So, uh,
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us on this topic, defection and politics in Goa, right from liberation till date. Thank you again. If any student wants to ask any question, please ask.
good morning, sir. My name is Aman Singh, and I am a UI honor student. So, my question to you is: now defection is done, everything is over. GOA has gone through elections also. So, my entire focus is what next. So, in 24 there will be elections. So, my entire focus currently is on that. Like as a young blood, I will give my vote to somebody. I am a hardcore BJP fan, but as a political, but as a, but as a political science student, my entire focus currently on politics is like I want somebody to be in opposition. I want somebody to. So I will vote for a Congress. I will go for Congress, okay? Because I know that my party will win. But according to as a political science student, I will go to Congress because I need some opposition. Now, as a young person, how to understand that this person will not defect? So my question is that do we attain a level where we are able to understand the perspective of that person while voting? So, so sir, as a young blood, so sir, through a political stream, what kind of changes do you expect from the young youth in upcoming years? Because we are the next generation, and we will change. It's how you know, sir. The way I feel is, if you don't like the system, follow the system, enter the system, and change the system. So accordingly, we are.
Should come in politics.
What
You should come in politics.
what changes
And
do you expect?
changes will not change because I have seen so much, I don't see anything. Anything. Because people are cheating, absolutely cheating. What to say?
So
People are coming in.
collectively, what shall I take?
No, only I think we can watch the things. Only the thing बाकी ये करता था काय सांगू शकत. आता कोण येतं बालेश्वर किती दोन सांगू शकता
हां
कसं आम आदमी पार्टी म्हणता वी आर आणि करू शकता इवन आरजी सेंची पण सांगू शकता आणि असं कोण विश्वजित राणे first day he resigned of the assembly. The assembly session started and he did not vote also. Actually, he could not do that, but he resigned immediately. Nobody did it. Nobody had thought of that. It was okay. Only the thing you select the candidate, good candidate.
okay sir thank you
And if you don't see any good candidate, you put yourself in the election.
yeah sir sure
You talk good, you can go ahead for election. आणि एक तुमका इन्फॉर्मेशन हांव सांगूंक सोदतां की तुमी पॉलिटिकल सायन्स स्टुडंट आहा आणि आमी सगळं काम केलें ते तुमचे काम करूंक शकता जाण आमी गोवा स्टेट आमी काम केलां आणि गोवा स्टेट सो इन दॅट गोवा असेंब्ली in 1966 there was they passed merger resolution at that time period had taken place that debate I am included in that book so you can go through that book nobody you go then state for generally असे ऐकून आहे की लोकसभेचे debate झाले लोकसभा आणि राज्यसभा debate झाला both debates are included in that book. So that is Marathon काम केलेली people don't want to say. So actually it was for myself to make reference. So I had gone for that. I studied that. Even in defection cases, nowhere it is available. So I think this only paper now, which now it includes all incidents in defection. So in my books there are the incidents, but together it cannot be. Okay. So many duty इतिहासाची पाने जाताना शशिकला ताईचे गव्हर्नमेंट कसे पडले तर that in my that book इतिहास पाने जाताना the whole history is there and if you have interest can go through because it is history and you should know that कसे गव्हर्नमेंट पडले कसे जाऊन जाते so this is for you. देश में उल्लेख लागेला तुम्ही सांगा अकॉर्डिंग टू मी ऑल आय हॅव कव्हर्ड ऑल
सर आता आम्ही पॉलिटिकल पार्टीशी उलयतात ओके सो एमएलए ह्या पक्षांतल्या त्या पक्षांत वयतात ओके हे पळयता आसतना अशे कांय पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज आसात तेंचे भितर इलेक्शन जायना ओके आणि तेका लागून असे बरेचसे त्यांचे जे आमदार निवडून येयल्ले आमदार आसात ते तेका लागून त्या दुसऱ्या पार्टीन वयतात आता तुम्ही पळयात आंध्र प्रदेशान एक केस जाल्ली वायएसआर काँग्रेस आसा तेचो जो जगनमोहन रेड्डी जो हे आसा प्रेसिडेंट आसा ते पार्टीन तेका लायफ टायम प्रेसिडेंट म्हणून इलेक्ट केलो हय आता इलेक्शन कमिशन कितें म्हणटा पार्टीतूय इलेक्शन जावपाक जाय आता युकेन इलेक्शन जाली ओके तातूंत तेंचे भितर इलेक्शन जाली पयली प्रायमरीज जाली आणि त्याच्या नंतर ताणें हे जे लिस्ट बस म्हणून आसा ताका प्रायम मिनिस्टर म्हणून फुडें घालो ओके युएसआनय तशेंच जाता तुमकां अशें दिसता की बाबा इंडियेनय अशें जावपाचें पार्टी भितर पयलीं इलेक्शन जावप आनी मागीर अशे जे लिडर्स आसा जे फुडें डिफेक्ट जावपाक शकना ओके अशा लिडर्सांक पार्टीन फुडें हाडप सो पयलीं पार्टीचें डेमोक्रेटायझेशन आनी मागीर आमी डिफेक्शनाचें उलोवया अशें कितें तुमकां दिसता
तो एक उपाय झालो पण तसं जावंक शकना कित्याक पर्सनॅलिटी कळ इट शुड बी कलेक्टिव्ह जावपाक जाय. दुसऱ्या कडेन आमी कितें म्हणटात तुका आमी कलेक्टिव्ह म्हणजे आतां काँग्रेस चल्ला BJP चल्ला ते वयर दिसलें तेका तर हे म्हणटा कितें की आमकां हाय कमांड वी वॉन्ट आवर ओन कमांड मग ते कशें जातलें दोन्ही सायडीन लोक उलयतात तशें जावंक शकना न्ही ते इलेक्शन जावंक जाय हें बरोबर आतां काँग्रेसचे असं इलेक्शन जावंक ना आतां काँग्रेसचे इलेक्शन जाता आणि आता तुम्ही गो फॉरवर्ड पर्सनॅलिटी कर हांव मागता इलेक्शन जाता काय त्याच्यात ना पर्सनॅलिटी कर तो जालो की फाटल्यान काय ना अशें सगळे आहा तर मेन म्हणून कलेक्टिव्ह जे आहा पळय BJP काँग्रेस हे सारखे त्यांचे सारखे व्यवस्थित जाता पण बाकी सगळे तो गेलो की सगळे सोंपले तशें जावचें ना तेका लागून ते उपयोग ना म्हणजे आतां आमची जी सिस्टम आहा ती इज द बेस्ट लोक आतां कितें आतां मर्डर एक्चुअली एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ आयिल्लो तेन्ना कितें आसलें की लोक अशे आराम गरम आसता तांकां रोग जावपाक म्हणून ते आयिल्ले ते दॅट वॉज 1/3 स्पीड वॉज अलाउड दॅट टायम लोकांक दिसतालें कितें की अशे लोक डिफरन्स ओपिनियन जावन वचूंक शकता आनी दे शूड बी अलाउड म्हणून 1/3 जालें पण 1/3 ती सामकी वाट लागली गोंयांत तर सामकेच 1/3 करून सगळे सरकार 13 गव्हर्मेंट येयन 5 इयर्स जाले म्हणटकूच ते तो प्रॉब्लेम जालो म्हणटकूच मागीर जेन्ना BJP गव्हर्मेंट आयले अडवाणी आनी ते सेंटराक वाजपेयी गव्हर्मेंट तेन्ना ती स्ट्रिक्ट प्रोविजन काडली आतां उरली कितें मर्जर 2/3 मर्जर एक्चुअली कितें आहा की मर्जर ओरिजिनल पार्टी मर्ज जावपाक जाय दुसऱ्या पार्टी आणि दॅट शूड बी एंडोर्स बाय 2/3 ऑफ MLAs 2/3 MLAs तेणी दिवपाक जाय अशें हें जावंक ना आतां कितें जालां की ओरिजिनल पार्टी जावंक ना 2/3 काडले आनी मर्ज जाले आतां हेतून हें एक्चुअली ते सारकें न्ही इट इज नॉट करेक्ट आतां सुप्रीम कोर्ट कितें डिसिजन दिता तें पळोवया कारण सुप्रीम कोर्टाक ती केस पेंडींग हायकोर्ट हॅज गिवन त्या तेंचे सांगलां की ते वॅलिड आसा म्हणून 2/3 इन लेजिस्लेटिव्ह पार्ट हां हां सपोर्ट करता पण ना अशें जाता पण आतां कितें जाता एक्चुअली ताका कायद्याच्या भायर वचूंक मेळना कायद्याच्या भायर वचूंक मेळना म्हणून तूं कितें करता टू सपोर्ट हीज पार्टी ती डिले करता आनी मागीर एक दीस केन्ना तरी डिसिजन दिता आतां कितें स्पिकराक हेतून एक प्रोविजन केल्ली आसा तितून कॉन्स्टिट्युशनान आहा की स्पीकर जर दुसऱ्या पार्टीन जर जॉयन जालो कित्याक जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज इलेक्टेड एज अ स्पीकर बिकॉज ही हॅज टू बी न्यूट्रल तर ताका डिफेक्शन लागना डिफेक्शन ताका लागना म्हणजे तो वचूंक शकता दुसऱ्या पार्टी म्हणजे ती पार्टी सोडूंक शकता बिकॉज ही हॅज टू बी न्यूट्रल म्हणून पण तशेंच एकूच फावट ओनली वन केस हॅपन इन गोवा हिस्ट्री गोपाळ आप्पा कामत MGP ही रिजायन फ्रॉम द पार्टी तो तेन्ना डिफेक्शन नासलो पण तो कितें म्हणटालो की आय हॅव टू बी न्यूट्रल सो सोडलें म्हणटा नेक्स्ट इलेक्शन ही फॉर इन काँग्रेस गव्हर्मेंट आय मीन काँग्रेस पार्टी कशें आतां बाकी हेच न्ही परत सगळे कडेन तेच न्ही तो आतां मनीस कितें करतलो म्हणून कशें सांगूंक शकता पण तरी हॅज टू अबायड बाय लॉ ते घालचेच पडटलें न्ही आतां कितें डॉक्टर जल्मीन जी केची केस आसली लुईस पेटो बार्बोजा ही वॉज स्पीकर कॅनॉट डिफेक्ट तेन्ना पयलीं करता ते वेगळें पण हे तेणी पॉलिटिकल हेच्यात तो हे जालो न्ही ग्रूप केलो आनी गव्हर्मेंट उडयले बी म्हणून तुका ती केस स्पिकराच्या अगेन्स्ट म्हणून केस तेका एक प्रोविजन आहा जितून मेंबर ऑफ द असेंब्ली तो अपॉइंट करचो पडटा तो केल्लो तेणी आनी तेणी सुद्दां तेची केस डिस्क्वॉलिफिकेशन डिसिजन केन्ना दिलें गव्हर्मेंट पडल्या उपरांत सो तो तसाच रावलो न्ही डिस्क्वॉलिफायड एक्चुअली बाय इलेक्शन वॉज टेकन तो मागीर हो न्यू इलेक्ट जावन येयलो कोण राधाराम ग्रेशियस फ्रॉम लोटली ते जालें म्हणजे सगळ्याक बरोबर कॉन्स्टिट्युशनान सगळ्याक कितें कितें आसा पण तेचो गैरफायदो कसो घेवपाचो पळय तो आमी लोकांनी घेतला पुरेपूर गोवा तर पुरेपूर घेतला हां
सर आता सगळे सिनारिओ आता करंट कॉन्टेक्स्टात जो पळयता तर भविष्य काँग्रेसाचो खूप धोक्याचें
हां
दिसता
दिसता
तर तुमचें कितें म्हणणें आसा फुडें जर काँग्रेस उठली किंवा ना येतली जर ती येवपाक जाय जाल्यार ताणें कितें करूंक जाय आनी समज जर ती येवचीच ना जाल्यार मागीर कशें भविश्य जातलें
सध्या तरी तशें चल्लेलें दिसता कित्याक आतां फुडें पळोवन सांगूं शकना न्ही पण आतां कित्याक तेन्ना 8 MLA गेल्ले काँग्रेसीत पण तरी काँग्रेसीचे लोक आयिल्ले निवडून न्ही ते गेले न्ही पूण लेट्स फॉर द बेस्ट होप फॉर द बेस्ट आनी कितें म्हणटा पण आतां एक हें मान्य करता हांव की आतां कितें जालें जाणा पयलीं जी एक आयडियोलॉजी आसली सोशलिस्ट ती गेली ती लोक हेंच्यांनी सामके BJP सामकी हे केली कितें आपले डॉमिनेट केले आणि आता you will see and
With permission of today's chief guest and speaker, I would like to speak for 2 minutes. See, today we have a live session on defection. But one thing you have to keep in mind that defection is not child of BJP. Okay, so defection is not child of BJP. So suppose we are today criticizing BJP and we are feeling pity for Congress, then you have to remember that this defection is a child of Congress. Okay, so if you see the history of defection in Goa and in India, then it was started by Congress. Let me make you clear that I am not associated with any political party. I am not associated with any political party. I am a totally neutral person. But as a assistant professor of political science, I want to make a student aware about these facts that defection is not child of BJP and we cannot blame BJP for everything that is happening today. Now suppose we accept that BJP is responsible for today's defection, then why Congress is not demanding for changes in defection law? Why they are not demanding that? Because they are also opportunists that in future they may also take benefit of same defection law, anti-defection law. Okay, so political parties, this opportunism is there in their minds, whether it is Congress, whether it is BJP, whether it is AAP. That's why they are not demanding for that. Only people are demanding, analysts are demanding that this thing is required. Okay, but what about people? Do such type of defection is harming our democracy? That is the major issue, as Aman rightly said. That what about our generation? That is the major issue. We are not concerned about political parties. See, when you devote your many hours for any political party, and when you realize that your supporter is defected to other political parties, so you that time you feel very depressed that you are being cheated. You are cheated in this kind of politics. But there is no morality in politics. As I was teaching Machiavelli to TYBA student about morality and politics, there is no morality in politics, and politics cannot function in that way. Only thing that we have to hope that we will come out with new laws that will in fact, we will support that there should not be defection. But no one will agree with this. And Akbar is the question of speaker. So second question is a speaker a law officer? Every time speaker is deciding the cases pending about the defection, is a qualified lawyer, is a qualified judge. It's not so. So that thing we have to make some amendment in the constitution, give some power to court to decide whether these defections are legal or not. That court will decide, not speaker. Then only that will function properly. So more amendments are required, and people should demand that we don't want this anti-defection law. See, 8 MLAs defected from Congress. How many revolt that you have seen in on roads in Goa? No revolt in Goa. So people accept. Same people get elected. You will elect same people next time. So problem is not only with the representative. Problem is also there with voters. They take bribe. I'm not blaming anyone in particular. They take democracy in Goa. So how much we are civilized, that will decide the course of our democracy. Okay, that's what I feel. Uh, Thank you, sir. No, I am claiming Congress, sir.
डिसिजन चार लोक काँग्रेसचे करेक्ट आहे पण त्यांना बीजेपी त्यांना आरती मारताले की बाबा तुम्ही नाही असं करता तसे करता नाही दे आर डुईंग सेम थिंग तर आता जे किती करतात ते दॅट टाइम इट वॉज रॉंग नाव इट इज ऑल्सो रॉंग नो बीजेपी असं करता म्हणतालेच नाही झाले बिकॉज दे डिड इट ते झाले दुसरे दुसरे ते स्पीकराचो पॉईंट काढत ते स्पीकराचो ते हाव लिगल ॲडवायझर त्यांचे किती लिगल टीम असतात ती त्यांना हेल्प करतात एक आणि तो एक प्रश्न असो आयलो की डिफेक्शन केसेस बिकॉज ऑफ डिलेज so that has to be taken off and given to the court. पण त्यांना ते डिस्कशन हे केलं लोकांना म्हटलं बिकॉज दॅट इज पार्ट ऑफ असेंब्ली सो म्हणून त्याचा दिवपाचा आणि देन इट कॅन बी चॅलेंज इट टेक्स टाइम आता महाराष्ट्रात किती झालं महाराष्ट्रात किती झालं का इमिजिएट जाऊन जाय असले ते ऍक्च्युली किती मर्जर करपाक जाते दे हॅव नॉट मर्ज they are from separate group and they are saying we are voting. How can it be? It cannot be like that. No? It's a anti-defection law allow you to merge the party, nothing else. So that is also there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Assistant Professor Miss Gautami Amonkar to give vote of thanks.
Hello. Yes, I'm very grateful to propose your vote of thanks. And yes, it was very interesting session, especially when it comes to question hour session, I feel. And if I talk about Sir, Sir has actually given us a very detailed information. Right from 1963 मध्ये ओपिनियन पोल झालो त्याच्यानंतर 1977 च्या सुद्धा बारकावे किती आशिल्ले युजीसीची स्प्लिट कशी झाली कित्या खातीर झाली 80s त्याच्यानंतर 90s स्प्लिट झाली पीडीएफ फॉर्म झाले सीडीएफ फॉर्म झाले ताचे कारण कितें आशिल्लें 7 मेंबर्स कशे डिफेक्ट झाले जीपीपी ग्रुप फॉर्म केलो हे इतले सगळे बारकावे आमी शिकतात इन गोवा पॉलिटिक्स इफ यू सी so that all these minute things Sir must have definitely covered in his book and he was very successful in presenting it right in front of us. And yes, coming to current topic also, he have given us his own analysis about how it has to be, what it has to be. So it was very great, I would say it was very nice Sir that you have actually presented all the details in a right manner and I'm sure that our students are really going to, you know, take very good opinions about all these things and it would be really helpful for them in their paper as such. And secondly, I will thank to our Vice Principal ma'am for taking her time coming here out and actually attending this session out of her hectic schedule. Thirdly, I would like to propose thanks to our HOD, in charge HOD of Political Science Department, our now sir, Assistant Professor now sir, because this entire idea was his brainchild, I would say, especially coming and taking, talking about defection and all these things. It is like little bit tricky also, very political also. So not necessarily all will be welcoming to these things. But then he took this initiative and he brought in front of you this topic, which is really very serious and we need to think upon it. Because defection creates instability and it is very political, come it is very important also for us to understand. So thank you sir for this concept of yours. I would really like to extend my thanks to our Assistant Professor Shri Nilesh sir for actually cooperating, coordinating with this event and at this moment also whatever points he has given you, observation and remarks he has made, that is really commendable I would say and it's really important for us to analyze and think upon it. And I will thank to
Nata. If you don't like, you put there. But according to me, you have to vote with the keeping your conscious of mind. How you want your panchayat or how you want your constituency to go away, how you want Goa to go away, how you want that sense
again maybe. So you have to think in your mindset of who is going to be the best for development. After all, we select them for development. Okay, and as far as education is concerned, we need to educate in this frontier also. Apart from syllabus, we need to give you what is happening because you are the very, you are just going to cast your own. So you may not be knowing that maturity of thoughts may not be there within you. But here, Department of Political Science is taking efforts for you to you just give how is a after all it is your consent, when you vote. But that is not. It may be 1 hour or 1 day, but it is 5 hours, 5 years, development that you have to consider. You may vote for 1 hour or then voting 15 days and may code of conduct झाले तसे झाले नाही ते. It is not a matter of that 15 days or 21 days and finish it off. It is a matter of streaming. Somehow I could not catch. I wanted to hear it. What is going on here? I'm sorry for that, but I hope that you have enjoyed this session. In case any queries and all, you can always uh, be in touch with the Department of Political Science. But I hope that such type of topics also has to be given for assignment or something like that for the second term perhaps. Okay, so that people should be, the teaching should be as per the what is latest happening in case of political science, at least I teach. Okay, other history and others are, we repeat what is happened in previous years or any other psychology or anything. But political science is such a subject that has got no death and it has got always future. So we can always catch up the new ideas and new things that is happening around us. Okay? So I wish you all the best and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, sir. Despite your decision, you have already come with us on the platform of Dr. Police Mandra. I'm very thankful. All you also who has taken the political science. We have got English also joined recently. So the department is full-fledged with employee with permanent staff. So students will not have any grudges on that. Vacancies are not reduced. So I wish happy reading, happy learning sessions, whatever is Department of Political Science is going to do. Once again, thank you for your invitations and the students for this podium. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable thoughts. मॅडमविषयी संपाच्या म्हणण्यात कोणतीही गोष्ट जर करून पाठ घेतली त्याला मॅडमचा पाठिंबा सदाच असता जी त्याला आम्ही असं होणं सांगते so that is something which is very important for us to we also feel motivated and get motivation and she is such a dynamic and energetic principal I've seen ever. I mean very busy, always busy, and out of her busy hectic schedule also she managed to come here. I'm very grateful to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I extend my thanks to my colleague, Mr. Akbar Bennett, sir, who have also been very cooperative in this entire process. And I'm thankful to today's comparer, our student, Ms. Priyanka Bhatt, who took lots of efforts to come on the stage and, to present herself. Thank you, Priyanka. Last but not the least, my students, all who are present over here, first years, second years, third years, all managed to come here and within short span of a time they decided and they actively thought of participating in this session and thus in a way they have contributed to us. Thanks to one and all. Once again, thank you. Thank you once again. Have a great day. Okay, one small this thing which I have just left. I request Abhishek to please give rose to ma'am. It might be late, but yes, it's a gesture that we are very grateful to you, ma'am. Thank you.